How long can I do this before it gets awkward?
Oh, look at me.
It's a stare right and shake my spuds. I'm Thom Bateman, I'm a chef and a purveyor of great filth. Today we're going to make some of the best roast potatoes you'll ever eat. So these potatoes I have boiled in chicken stock. You can use veg stock if that's more your thing. Just brought them up from cold around about 10-11 minutes until they just fork tender, and then rough them up. Gentle shake so you get the fluffy bits on the edge like that. And then you want to dry those out. Now you can do that overnight if you wish, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's just a kind of how much detail you want to go into. As long as they're dry, that's going to give you a better crisp. So I'm going to infuse the fat. So like you want to get the flavour into the fat. If you try and put things like garlic and herbs into a hot oven, they'll just burn, bitter, grim. No one likes burnt stuff. So we'll infuse the fat, just getting rid of some of those frustrations. This is unnecessarily forceful, but you know, it's dramatic. Chuck those into a little pan with the herbs and salt, importantly, because I like to use sea salt, but if you put it onto cooked roast potato, it doesn't necessarily stick, whereas this way you can get more seasoning into there. That's also the reason for the chicken stock or veg stock or beef stock even, is that the idea of getting that flavour within the potato instead of just on the outside. So some duck fat in there. Plenty of it. You can use beef dripping, you can use veg oil, you don't want to use olive oil. And the reason why I'm doing it this way around is because I want to control the heat, so I'll bring it up from cold and I can see how hot it is. Don't necessarily need to get any kind of probe in there because I can just see. If it's obviously black, it's burnt, you have to start again. But you want to just get it in there and just get it warm through, so just on the edge of the oven really. And we'll let that warm up. It's going to infuse the flavour. And you can see that it's just sort of toasted. It's not taken too far. I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes just to increase that infusion of flavour. So we'll pour this on here, onto the baking tray. Leave those lovely bits behind. So I'll get that tray back into the dome just to make sure that fat's nice and hot when the potatoes come into contact with it. It'll help them not stick. So obviously be very careful with your hot fat. There's a few little bits of tippage for roast potatoes. Coating in the hot fat before they go in, it's helpful so you don't get little dry spots. Also, you don't want to put too many on the tray. You want to give them little room to breathe, because again, we'll just help with that crispy finish. Now they're coated fully, I'm going to put those back in the dome. I just want to keep turning them fairly regular. The temperature's quite hot, so just keep an eye on them. Make sure that they're nice and even. The more you turn them, the more even they'll be. Simple as that. The flame's pretty low. It's about 270 Celsius, which is a bit hotter than you'd do them in a normal oven, so you just got to keep a close eye on them. So I'll just pull them. They've been in for around about 5-6 minutes. So I'll pull them out and flip them. You might think that they've not gathered any great colour yet, which is true. There's a bit on these ones at the back of the oven, but I'll go back in the opposite way that they came out. We're looking for even distribution of heat, best you can. It's pretty nice temperature to be cooking roast potatoes, because sometimes people don't do them at a hot enough temperature or high enough temperature, and then ultimately they don't get the crisp. So turn them round so I don't forget. So for the final sort of 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to drain off the fat, and that's going to help them crisp up even more. So this is quite a delicate process. Keep hold of this fat. You can reuse it for the same thing. Saves the infusion step. You've already got it to hand. Already getting a bit crispy then. Whoa! Whoa! So we'll just finish these off with some rosemary salt. So basically I'm just going to chop up some rosemary and mix it in with some salt. Groundbreaking. Okay, these are just about done. That reassuring rustle. That is a good spud. Come grab one of these, Reg. Careful, might be a bit
mate.
warm.
Yep.
A good spud.
Not wrong with a good spud. That's proper, mate. That's really good.
For the full recipe, go to gozney.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe.
Can you give us a festive,
Festive anecdote.
Jingle bells, mother.